How did you two meet? How did you two meet?
How did I commute?
You two meet.
Billy.
Through my sister. She was working in the telephone office, not an operator, but in the office where we took care of all the business and all. And living in a house in Oak Cliff for women. And my sister lived there too. And when I came back from Puerto Rico, I was stationed up in Ardmore, Oklahoma, and I came down on the weekend and seeing my sister in this house. You had to stay in the living room. If you came in, a man came in, but it was just women. And so I was sitting there in this big room and talking to Wanda, my sister, and Billy came bouncing in the door, and she'd been out on a date with some guy. And she knew my sister, of course, a little bit, and so she wanted to introduce me to her, and we talked a little while, and next weekend I came in, I went to see my sister again, and Billy was there, and so we went out and had a Coke and drove around town a little bit out in Dallas. And 6 weeks later, we was married. Been married 58 years.
That's a powerful Coke.
Well, I came in on the weekend, every weekend, and spent time with a couple. They was about my sister's age. They let me stay with them on the weekend. They didn't have any kids, so I stayed with them, and Billy and I'd go over and visit with them, or we'd go out and they had what they call drive-in, sort of like Sonic, except that was all they had. They didn't have the phase like we have now. They did have some, but they was in town or something. But we'd go out and sit at a drive-in, drink coffee or a Coke or something, and talk until midnight. And I'd take her back to the rooming house and go back to Cordia and the lady's house and the man I was staying with. And every weekend I'd come in and we'd go out on a date, and then I'd leave on Sunday night about 9 o'clock, go back to Ardmore. And we both, early on in the relationship, said we're not ready to get married. I was 25 and she was 23. And so we had an understanding we weren't going to get married. We just going, because I knew in a few weeks I was going to get orders to go to factory school and then go to Tennessee in the Air Force. And so after about 4 weekends, we got a little serious about talking about maybe, well, what would happen if we got married? What would we do and this stuff? And so I told her, I said, well, I'm waiting them orders. And so we decided, well, maybe we'd get married in June. Now this was the 1st of April. No, it wasn't. It was back in March, because we got married on March 29th. And anyway, the next weekend I came in, we made arrangements to come out here and meet her folks. And when I came in on Friday night, we came on out here, stayed with her folks that weekend, and met them. And I don't know what her dad and mother thought, but we kind of mentioned we was going to get married in June. They didn't even know I existed until that weekend. So anyway, we went back, and doggone if it wasn't about 2 weeks later, I got orders. And came in on a Friday night and told her, I said, I've got my orders here. And we kind of had a little fight the weekend before when we got back from her folks. We had went out with my sister and a couple that I was staying with on the weekend and some more people we knew. And, we went to a place where they had dancing and Billy was, I didn't dance. I told her right off the bat I didn't dance. And she, this old boy kept coming over wanting to dance with her, and she'd asked me if it was okay. And, so he spent all night till we left hanging around her. And I kinda got teased a little bit, and I told her when we got in the car to come home, I said, man, I didn't like that at all. Well, she said, you didn't wanna dance, and, said it was okay. But anyway, we kinda got in a kind of tip. But when I got my orders, I came back down on the weekend and told her, I said, I'm leaving next week. And, we got serious about getting married. We got married the next week. We went back out and told her folks, and so we all we got the preacher from here and told her, his wife, to come to Dallas and marry us. And Billy's folks came over, and, she had an aunt and uncle and a cousin all came over and got married in this couple's house. And that was it. We left that night for Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, for 6 weeks factory school. Then went to Tennessee, and that was the beginning of it.